All right, good evening, everyone. As I call to order the regular school board meeting of Independent School District number 882, it is 5 p.m. on February 2nd, 2026. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and we'll move right along to item number 3, approval of our agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Melissa Curtis, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. On to item number 4, citizen comments. We do not have any this evening. So move right along to item number 5, fiscal stability for our consent agenda. Before we take action on this item, I just want to mention that it includes changes to the board pay. So I want to say this is not something I brought up myself. This is something that's reviewed by the budget committee. And for the record, because the item pertains to myself and board chair compensation, I'll abstain from voting this evening.
Then I'm going to say something about this in the Budget Committee. Before we move forward with the consent agenda, I'd like to briefly provide context for the recommendation regarding board chair compensation. Beginning in February 2026, we're aware that there's been concern from staff, families about this item. It's important to be very clear about what this recommendation is and what it is not. This is not a new or expanded pay increase for the board chair role. In fact, our current board chair took a pay cut 2 years ago when she assumed the position. At that time, the board intentionally reduced the compensation to observe whether the workload and responsibilities would be comparable to those of her predecessor. Over the past 2 years, the budget subcommittee has closely reviewed her performance and time commitment. Based on that review, the committee determined that the current board chair is performing work equivalent to the prior chair and that the reduced compensation no longer accurately reflects the scope of the role. The board chair position requires significant time responsibility, including extensive preparation, facilitation, availability, and participate in a high volume of meetings, many of which occur outside of regular board meetings. After careful review, the budget subcommittee is recommending the board chair compensation be returned to that level that existed 2 years ago prior to the reduction. The committee is not recommending any changes in compensation for all of the board members, which would remain at the current rate. This recommendation is about restoring compensation to a previously established level and aligning it with the actual responsibilities of the board chair role, not increasing board pay beyond what has existed in the past. We wanted to ensure this context was shared transparently before this item is approved as part of the consent agenda. As part of the budget committee also, I would encourage anybody to spend a week with Chair Sieben and see the time that she puts in and the amount of meetings and everything she's done for the district she's brought forth to make it a better place. And the fact that we're even having discussion, personally, I think is embarrassing, but I guess anonymously, we feel that we have to do this, which is, I don't even know why we're discussing that, but I think if you look at where Sieben is comparable to neighboring districts, she's not even close to the top. I think a lot of things would not have taken place without the help of her passing a referendum and continued support throughout the community. She brings a lot of special things. The fact that she's a business owner in this community, has many connections outside of the educational realm of what we deal with is very positive for our board. And so I fully support what we are doing for her moving forward.
I would say that I've done some research, and it looks like we are going to, out of the 9 school districts that touch our community, our school district, it looks like we will end up somewhere around 4th from the ones that I have been able to receive data from. So I would say that if everything we did, we would always end up 4th with those touch districts. I don't think we'd ever have any budget challenges. So we are right in line with where we should be with the size of our district. And so I just think that it's important to know that, the school district always, budget committee, whether it's policy, whether it's the school district staff, we always take our time to make sure that we're doing things that align with contracts and do the best that we can for people, given our financial situation. That's what it's about. It's about doing good things for kids, great things for kids, with the means that you have.
And as the newest board member, knowing the amount of work that I do, understanding that Board Chair Sieben is the first contact point for most of the community. If there's a question or between the superintendent and the chair, it's very important that she be compensated for what she's worth. But in addition to that, she is an extremely effective individual in the positions that she's at, which is why some of our board meetings only take 20 minutes.
I'll add a couple of thoughts as well. For the last 4 years now, the board has voted to not increase the rate of pay for all the other board members. So I think anybody that has the audacity to complain about this should take that into consideration as well. If we were to increase the pay for the other 5 board members, I think we could quickly exceed the total increase in board pay that we're seeing by increasing the chair position. And I also don't have any respect for people that post anonymous on social media. I don't think they even deserve a response. That's all I have to say.
All right, again, I'll be abstaining from this vote, so we'll now proceed with the vote for the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Moved by Jeff Hegle, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 5-0. On to item number 6, collaborative connections. Item A, resolution of acceptance of gifts. I will pass it over to Superintendent Olson.
Awesome, thank you. First donor is Central Minnesota Manufacturing Association, CMMA, $500 for the Monticello High School welding class, manufacturing tour field trip, transportation costs. That's the only one, but it's a great one. Anytime you provide additional opportunities for our students so that they can connect to a career that they have interest or passion in, it's just a great thing for our kids. So thank you for our community and their great support, and as we continue to find ways to support kids and all the many amazing things that they take part of in our community.
Therefore, it be resolved by the Monticello School Board number 882 to gratefully accept the following donations. Central Minnesota Manufacturers Association, $500 for the MHS welding class manufacturing field trip.
Second.
Moved by Jeff Hegle, seconded by Mary Barthel. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. And I just want to say how awesome this is, the partnerships that we have with businesses and their investment in students' futures as well. Being able to have them out and see if this is a career field that's of interest to them is just second to none. It's an incredible experience that we're able to give our students, so thank you. All right, on to item number B. The best part of this evening is our student representatives report. So help me welcome to the podium to give us an update, Mr. Dawson Blek, Natasha Forstie, and Jordy Goerz.
First of all, thanks for having us again. I'd like to start off right now for the student side of things. We have about 5 weeks left for our second trimester, which means we're over halfway through the year. So we're in the home stretch now. Right now, a lot of it, especially for us seniors, is tests, work, a little more. I guess the juniors kind of have a little bit of work floating around, but the whole school right now has a lot of winter activities too. Right now, it's just kind of finding that good balance, that kind of rhythm of the juggle of getting work, school, activities, all to fit in line for us We're kind of just in that work, that grind mindset.
One thing that we did just finish at our school that is not relevant to us seniors, but is, of course, to the rest of them, is we just wrapped up our registration process for next school year. And of course, a part of that is thank you to you guys for approving the new courses for the school year, as it gives students many more offerings. Another big part of this registration process is our wonderful counselors that we have at the high school. They do so much. They have meetings, they meet in classrooms, in people's homerooms, and they even are out at lunch helping people with this registration process. And so we just wanted to give a shout out to them in their help with this process.
Last week at the high school, we had this opportunity to have Josh Pritikin from California come and speak to us. There is a morning assembly as well as a evening youth rally for local churches. That was an amazing opportunity for our student body to just hear a message of looking out for others and picking each other up.
Along with our school day, right now we're in our fun snow week. That's just some dress-up opportunities kind of for the student body. We've got like a whiteout day. We've got cozy was today, plaid versus denim, school spirit on Friday, stuff like that. Along with that, we have our regular Saturday snowball dance. I think a lot of the student body is looking forward to that for prom. Along with that, we still have all of our activities that I mentioned going. Right now, the one that I'm speaking for is Knowledgeable because that's what I participate in. We're doing pretty good. We had a meet on Saturday out of Buffalo. We placed 8th out of about 25 teams. And then Jordy.
As you probably know, I'm involved in the robotics team, and so we're amidst our build season that is well underway, and we're excited to continue our progress and hopefully share with you soon with how our season is taking us.
Okay, to wrap up the activities part of it, we just, over this past weekend, our gymnastics team won the True State meet. We also have many other sports. We have dance, basketball, boys swim and dive, and they're all in their home stretch, and they have been having much success. And then the last thing is what I've just put on these tables is we know that last month, January, was School Board Appreciation Month, which we were not here, but we wanted to take this time to recognize you guys and all the work that you do in this district. We know all the time you put in, and it matters so much to the students, the staff, and we can just clearly see that success throughout our schools. So thank you for all that you do.
Thanks for the awesome presentation. I like the back and forth.
Well, I like the new flow. That's awesome. It worked really well. Board members, do you have any questions for our student reps? You can sit and just use the microphone if they do. It's okay. Or are you got to head out? Go ahead. Go on.
They're very
Just to give
busy.
Yeah. We'll just give all the questions to Natasha.
Perfect. She's got them.
Any questions for our student rep? No, I just want to thank you. Appreciate the recognition. That's awfully nice of you, and you guys do such a great job, so thank you. All right, we'll move on to item number 7, teaching and learning. I will pass it on over to Superintendent Eric Olson to go over our superintendent update.
Yeah, I just want to be able to share with families. It's kind of that online invitation, I guess you could call it, but our communications coordinator, Devaney Moore, and myself continue to reach out to make sure that families know that their voice matters. And one of the things that we did throughout the operating levy campaign is we promised that no matter what happened, is if the levy failed or if it passed, that we would make sure that we carved out time for listening sessions prior to during the budget cycle season. So we're making sure that we carve out that time. We have 2 nights coming up next week. We have a night evening where we'll have elementary administration there to be able to share some highlights of the school year, but then also carve out that listening for families to be able to share some of their ideas and what they think are priorities in the elementary level. And then the same thing for secondary families, Thursday, February 12th at 6:15. Both of these sessions are at 6:15 on their respective dates. And the same thing will happen there. High school and middle school administration will be there to talk through the awesome celebrations that they have in their buildings. And then we will dive into also recording and listening to families through conversation of what's important to them. We have a QR code that provides opportunity for anybody who wants to just snap that picture right now. Maybe they haven't taken that opportunity to provide some survey information, but it's never too late. We want to know who's coming, what you want to talk about, so that we can make sure we have the right people at the table. I'm going to work with Natasha before she leaves, see if we can get her there, and Dawson and Jordy for either one or both of them, and then work with high school and middle school, elementary principals. But we want kids there too. There's nothing better than having students be part of these and make sure that they know their voice matters as well. So I'll be working with to try and make sure that we have kids there as well. So. So thanks. Just a quick little update on what those sessions are, and make sure that everybody who's watching online today has a virtual invitation.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that and putting it out to our community. We'll move on now to item number 8, innovation and leadership. And we have another fun part of the evening, our staff shout outs. So help me welcome to the podium Eastview Education Center Principal Kristen Green, Little Mountain Principal Nicole Corto, and Pinewood Elementary Principal Shelley Gilmore.
Good evening. Tonight I'm proud to offer a big Eastview shout out to our beloved English language learner teacher, Amy Honick. Amy joined Monticello Schools in 2022, spending her first year here supporting Little Mountain and Pinewood. And in 2023, we were fortunate enough at Eastview to have her join our community full-time for our preschool and kindergarten building. We've been better because of her. Amy's a true leader on our staff and wears many hats each day. First and foremost, she's a dedicated advocate and trusted partner to families, ensuring that every child feels seen, welcomed, and valued as part of the Eastview family. She prioritizes accessible communication and builds strong, meaningful relationships with our families. Amy teaches small group EL classes and has intentionally built a strong community for our dual language learners as they begin each day together. She co-teaches alongside classroom teachers in phonics, comprehension, and math, and she's also led professional development for our full staff on effective co-teaching, showing what's possible when two strong educators partner for student success. In addition, Amy consults with our preschool teachers to ensure students, families, and staff are connected and supported. Within the school day, she leads a family class through our early childhood, family education, and adult basic education programs, truly bridging our schools with the broader Monticello community. Amy leads with her whole heart. She's a tireless advocate for children and families and a powerful force for belonging in our schools. Eastview and Monticello schools as a whole are better because of incredible educators like Amy Honick.
Good evening. I am also shouting out my EL teacher, and I have the absolute pleasure of recognizing her as an educator who truly embodies what it means to serve students, families, and colleagues with heart and excellence. Ana Dominguez, again, is one of our EL teachers at Little Mountain. She has been a part of the Little Mountain community for 18 years, and during that time, she has consistently gone above and beyond for our students and their families. She also works tirelessly to ensure that our multilingual learners feel seen, supported, and capable of great success. Because of her expertise, dedication, and care, students make incredible growth in their language skills, and just as importantly, they gain confidence and a sense of belonging. Ana cares deeply about the success of every student she serves. She builds strong relationships with their families, often serving as a bridge between home and school, and she does so with compassion, patience, and respect. During challenging and unpredictable times, Ana is instrumental in supporting families and colleagues stepping up wherever help is needed and doing so with grace and calm leadership. Within our school and across the district, Anna is known as a wonderful and trustworthy teammate. She collaborates, problem solves, and lifts others up, making our entire school community stronger. We're incredibly fortunate to have Anna Dominguez at Little Mountain. Her impact reaches way beyond the classroom, and tonight I am proud to recognize her dedication, leadership, and unwavering commitment to our students and their families. Thank you.
I would also like to take a moment to recognize our fantastic English language teachers, Anna Morphew and Meredith Annan, and the incredible impact that they have on our school community. They support our multilingual learners in reaching their fullest potential and work side by side with classroom teachers to model best practice instruction that benefits all students. They build strong relationships with students and families, offer ongoing support as needs change, and help families navigate school with care, clarity, and compassion. Anna and Meredith are true leaders in our building and powerful advocates for kids. When learning and belonging feel especially complex, they are steady, student-centered, and deeply caring. They lead with both expertise and heart, and our school is stronger because of their commitment to students, families, and staff.
That was awesome, and I just want to echo our EL teachers in general throughout the district have really been servant leaders, especially with the given environment in our state in the last month or so. They've gone above and beyond helping our students and making sure that we provide them with the education that they need. And so I also want to give a shout out. So thank you. Appreciate that. All right, moving on to item number 9, safe and healthy culture. First item A is National School Week Counselors Week. And I don't believe we have Director of Student Services here, so I'm going to pass it right over to Superintendent Olson.
Right. Just like to take a moment here to make sure that we make our counselors are recognized. As you can see today, they were already recognized by our students, and that was something that I think means even more than my words. But our counselors across the district do amazing work to make sure that students' needs are being met. So just like we just heard about our EL teachers, they do amazing work for kids, whether it's with scheduling or whether it's with challenging situations going on in their life. They're there to support, guide, and offer great reassurances so students feel seen, valued, and heard. I'd also like to recognize our school bus drivers. We have an upcoming Appreciation Day as well, and that one is on February 18th. But school bus drivers and the whole support that Hoagland Transportation provides us is truly amazing. When you think about the inner workings of the company of transportation and what they do to move around 4,000 students every day, and then continue their work throughout the night for activities, it's truly amazing, and we couldn't ask for better partners in our Hoagland Transportation folks. So we'll make sure that we continue to provide these shout-outs through social media and through different things that we can do within each building. But we're very proud of our counselors across the district, and we're very proud of school bus drivers. And tonight they're getting a couple shout-outs from me as well.
Yeah, and I'd like to just echo that for the National Counseling Week. You know, often our school counselors, their work is done behind the scenes and isn't always, people don't always see it forthright and up front. You know, obviously with registration and classes, they're a little bit more seen. But again, a lot of the work's behind the scenes, but the impact's felt deeply throughout the staff, the students, and families. So I want to say thank you. And then our bus drivers, you know, I say this every year, but for most students, they are the first and the last people that our students see every single day, and they just have the ability to really make a student's day just by smiling and saying hi or greeting them by their name. And so their work is very important to our district, and I also echo the thank you. Anything else from the board? No? All right. Well, that brings us to item number 10. We are adjourning the meeting this evening at 5.
Please.
I'm just kidding. This is not an updated agenda. We are moving on to policy. I'll bring up to the board Director of Human Resources, Rob Daniker.
Chair Sieben, members of the board, Superintendent Olson. The policy committee met for their monthly meeting this afternoon and had several things on the agenda, 3 of which were memoranda of agreement, which were covered under the consent agenda earlier. We also reviewed 4 policies tonight as well, one of which was tabled for future consideration, ideally at the March meeting. And then also policy 905 was reviewed. There was no proposed changes to 905, so we will note that in the historical documentation attached to that policy that it was reviewed by the policy committee this evening. We are bringing forward 2 policies for first read this evening. The first is policy 709, student transportation safety. The purpose of this policy is to provide safe transportation for students and to educate students on safety issues and the responsibility of school bus ridership. This policy was relatively recently reviewed by the board. However, in light of recent situations and circumstances, we felt it necessary and prudent to review this policy this evening and to amend the section regarding parent-guardian responsibilities for transportation safety by including some verbiage that reminds parents, guardians of their obligations under not only our policy but under state law and also county procedure as well with respect to child supervision, welfare, and neglect. And so we did add a line on that. And again, it does tie back to Wright County procedure and also State Department of Children, Youth, and Families guidance on the same. And I don't know, Superintendent Olson, if you want to chime in a little bit.
I just appreciate the work that our elementary principals and our transportation company did to come together and to look at this through a lens of a recent story about a girl in a community being abducted, and it was from after the school day, so the student had gotten off at a bus stop, and so we just looked at it through that lens, and we had a staff member from Eastview just share what can we do to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make our school district the safest possible, and through the work of our elementary principal holding the transportation communication coordinator Devaney, we were able to look at it, put the onus where it needs to be. After the school day, what does those bus stops look like? What do those bus stops look like in the morning? And then how do we make sure that we can help train our families and our neighborhoods to make sure that they're really looking out for each other and taking care, and remind them of both county and state laws across the nation. But no child should be left alone, 7 years old or younger. And so we looked at it through that lens, and if a bus stop is empty of adults and there are 7-year-olds, what can we do as a school district? And these are the things that we feel we can do. We can partner with families, we can teach them during parent awareness nights, we can have things in our newsletters and all of the communication that we provide as a school district, but we also can set forth policy as a reminder that we're all safer when we're doing those things that provide that layer of protection for kids.
Any other questions on 709 at all? All right, our second policy for first read tonight is policy 906. This is the community notification of predatory offenders. The purpose of this policy is to assist school administrators and staff members in responding to a notification by a law enforcement agency that a convicted predatory offender is moving into the school district so that they may better protect individuals in the school's care while they are on or near the school district premises or under the control of the school district. There were no substantive changes to this policy. However, MSBA did do a redraft in terms of organization of the policy for purposes of clarity and efficient reading. And so this is coming to first read tonight as well, policy 906. Any questions on 906 at all? All right, and Chair Sieben, again, these are for first read only, no action necessary tonight.
Wasn't trying to skip over you. It's updated now on my computer, so I just had to refresh. So, all right, that brings us to item number 10, adjournment of this evening's meeting at 5:30 p.m. Our regular school board meeting this evening will be followed by work session. We'll take a 5-minute break, and then we will meet back for our work session to begin. Our next regular school board meeting will be February 23rd, 2026 at 6 p.m. Have a great evening.